were like two camps. There were the Michael Jackson fans and the Prince fans. And there were kind of like that separation, almost like there was this created rivalry in the media. And they thought Quincy Jones, meaning Quincy Jones and Michael, they wanted to do kind of like a musical confrontation, is what the book references it as. And I want to read this quote. Uh, Michael and Quincy invited Prince to a meeting in Encino. Bruce Swedien was also present. Prince was always competing with Michael, recalled Quincy Jones in an interview. So I told Michael, you sit there and Prince sits there so it won't look like we're ganging up on him to do the record. It was a beautiful meeting, a funny meeting. And Prince said, you don't need me on this. It's going to be a number one anyway, to which it was. Now, now for Prince's part, he actually did a interview with Chris Rock on VH1 that says, the first line in the song is, your butt is mine. So I was saying, who's going to sing that to whom? Because you sure ain't singing it to me, and I sure ain't singing it to you. So right there, we got a problem.
Yeah, that's weird. As like a lyrical, like in terms of like composition, that's a strange thing to say. I think it's strange, honestly, for Mike to say it at all.
Really? How?
I do. I think that like if you could like rewind myself to 86 and if I'm listening to like the beat and Mike's like, yo, but I'm like, nah, man, that's not.
But you have to understand, okay, so this is where I'm coming from. I feel like at that time in the 80s, he was really trying to come and say like, hey, you know, this is me, this is my new image. We're squaring off here.
Yeah.
And
And you
that's
know
the way
what?
he
You're
expressed it.
actually like your perspective right there is like on point because I think that one of the strangest transitions is MJ. Well, first of all, from MJ from Off the Wall to Thriller, and then Thriller to Bad. It is you will never in pop culture history will you ever find somebody who goes from disco-ish, like disco kind of disco pop R&B to what I mean Thriller is so hard to contextualize because it encompasses so many genres. So I would say Thriller is like synth pop, R&B, pop.
I would agree with you though, because it's so much and it covers so many genres. Like it can't be categorized, really.
Yeah, you
I agree
can't
with what you
really
said.
contextualize Thriller. But then the thing is, Bad, it goes to another level of what I would say is like this genreless place of music.
And I gotta layer on top of that. That's part of a discussion I had earlier in the year with a frequent guest of the show, friend of the show, Randall, where he talks about certain pockets of music where he would have that rock song, starting with "Beat It," then going into "Dirty Diana," and then later in the Dangerous era with "Give In to Me" and "History," a bunch of them. But it's really interesting because Michael Jackson really always believed that, like, and he shared this, that that you don't have to be stuck to a genre, like that he shouldn't be boxed in. And that was one of the things that I think he really
Right.
tried to get away from with Off the Wall, and that's why he branched out during Thriller, because he was kind of like, they're giving him awards for best new R&B artist, and he wanted to be so much more, especially as a
Mhm.
Black artist. He didn't want to be stuck to just the R&B charts. He wanted so much more for himself, and that's kind of, I think, the strategy that he took. Whereas, yeah, we can't put him in a box now because he's just gone everywhere with the tracks.
But I will say on Thriller, I mean, with Beat It took him into the category of um like hair metal guys, kind of. I mean, he had Eddie Van Halen on the playing guitar on the
Yes.
record. So with that being said, and then in my personal opinion, he goes higher and with Dirty Diana on Bad with Steve Stevens, who is like a session guitarist, he's not like a lead guy. But Dirty Diana is a hair metal song.
Yeah.
And then Give In to Me, which in my personal opinion, I think Give In to Me is Michael's best song that he's ever done.
What?
Personally, I do think
No, I
that.
mean, I'm just surprised because I've never heard that take, but I'm here for it because I'm a
Yeah,
Dirty
I
Diana stan
mean,
also. Tell us more.
I'm gonna tell you that lick. What does he say? You and your friends were laughing at me and tell,
Yes,
but it's
but it's
okay.
okay.
But it's that I feel so much passion from that right there.
Yeah.
And then after that, when like Slash comes in with the solo, I'm just saying, like, personally, I think that song is Mike's best record. Um, I don't. It's not my favorite. My favorite. I mean, I think I've said my favorites. They don't care about us.
Okay, so you think that Given to Me is his best record, but
Yeah,
your favorite is They Don't Care About Us.
right. Personally,
Okay, comment down below, you guys. I'm going to leave a poll on Spotify. How many of you out there agree with this take? Because I feel like in the fan community, there are always people that are like right on that same wavelength. Like you would never believe. Sometimes in the comments, people will be like, "Oh my gosh, MJ Fangirl, Aisha, your top 3 are my top 3." And I also am iffy about Beat It or whatever. Like, so there's always a fan out there that has like that similar connection to the music. So I'm so curious to know what the people think about Given to Me. This has been an excerpt from Club 30s with MJ Fangirl podcast, episode number 37. You can listen to the podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, and everywhere you listen to podcasts. For more exclusive content, make sure you're joining the MJ Fangirl Patreon. On Patreon, for just $4.99 a month, you can get exclusive candid story times with me, as well as ad-free early drops of all of our content. I can't wait to see you over there, and thank you so much to Marla's, our platinum sponsor. You are the absolute best. See you guys next time.